would a divorce, right? When parents divorce, right, does that or does not have an does that or does that not have an effect on disappearances, right? A disappearance, a child going missing, right? There's two parents that were once involved and say they divorced or anything like that. Would it lead to any missing children? I'm in question of that, right? Many people are in question of that, the divorce, right? Bethany Markowski, right? How she went missing. That's not to blame either parent, right? But when there's messy divorce or fighting, abuse, or anything like that, it does lead to missing children or people going missing, disappearance, right? Bethany Markowski went missing March 4th, 2001, location Old Hickory Shopping Mall in Jackson, Tennessee, right? Bethany's father last seen Bethany in the parking lot of the mall. And that's why I asked that in the opening. How is it that your father, right, last seen you, Bethany, in the parking lot of the mall, right? Did someone in the mall kidnap Bethany, right? There's all type of questions. If the father last seen Bethany in the parking lot of the mall and then she went into the mall, right? She walked into the mall alone as her father waited for her in the car. After 2 hours, Bethany's father went into the mall but couldn't find his daughter, right? Who in the mall could have kidnapped? We can ask various ways, right? I questioned the divorce in the beginning because it was mention of fights, right? Father and mother divorced, the fighting and all the rest, right? Then once the mall comes in, well, right, because it's hard to pinpoint if she went into the mall and someone kidnapped her, right? Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as the ID Go app. You might want to get those two things combined and make them into one, and I'm a Discovery influencer. That's indeed a fact. Walking into a mall, then go missing. Yes, there have been missing persons who have walked into malls or stores and went missing, were kidnapped, and all the rest. But how the story changed. I just said that twice. How the story changed, right? The locations. You mentioned the mall, Jackson, Tennessee, and that's where the mix of it is pertaining to the father, how he last seen her. There were other locations too, right? And that's where the questions are on the end of the father. The changing of the story, right? I mentioned because there was what was I believe Arkansas. There was another location pertaining to her missing or going the disappearance, right? Who's seen her last? Okay, because let me see. To be how old she was, right? Her age, right? What was the point of going to the mall? What was the reason, right? Why did she go into the mall alone? Right? Because she was somewhat, let me see. Her age, now, before becoming a teen, 11 years old, 12 years old, there's no 13, the age. There's no 13 enough to say, well, she was a teen enough to walk around by herself. That consider her age. Why would a parent allow a young girl at that age just walk through the mall by herself? Did she have money when she strolled through the mall? What was the point of her walking through the mall at her age by herself, right? The questions of that. Why would a parent allow a young girl that age walk through the mall by herself? Or the story doesn't make sense. right? She was a little bit too young to walk through a mall by herself, and even kidnaps happen, right? Not everyone thinks the same, because there have been parents that let their 7 or 8 year old just stroll around and walk by themselves. I've seen kids 7 or 8 years old walking through Walmart by themselves. Parent on the other side of the store as the kid just roaming around, 7 or 8 years old, right? So maybe her father, giving kids freedom to just do and walk around. Maybe her father had the thinking or thought that way. I'm gonna just allow her to just walk through the mall. Did he give her any money or anything to walk through the mall? Did anybody offer her any money, and is that why she's missing? Right? Could that be why she's missing? Did the father give her any money before allowing her to walk through the mall, or did anybody walk up to her and offer her any money? And maybe that's how she was possibly kidnapped or something like that. Because if a young child is seen walking through the mall, that is too how kids become kidnapped and stuff like that, right? So the 2 hours where her father went into the mall, 2 hours, that's a long time to let a young child walk through a mall for 2 hours, right? Maybe she took too long. That's where the 2 hours came in. Maybe she took too long returning to the car. Well, she's taking a little bit too long to return to the car. Her father, she's taking too long, right? Because usually you wouldn't let a young child that age walk through the mall for 2 hours. That's a little bit too long. Maybe 45 minutes or something, right? I'm going to let my daughter walk through the mall for maybe 45 minutes, if even that long. 45 minutes is long enough. But 2 hours, that's when he sensed something was wrong. So he went in and couldn't find her. The father couldn't find her. Well, I question divorce, because usually when there's a divorce, usually after the divorce, there's usually some custody battle that appears along the way or something, right? The missing persons, missing children. Once parents become divorced, that's usually when custody comes in. Most people know that. Custody battle of who's going to get the child, or who's going to, yes, be caring for the children, or once divorce comes into play, right? Custody battle. That's nowhere in her story, Bethany. That's nowhere in her story, but that's where people get, in fact, question custody battle. So we're on Investigation Discovery.com. The ID logo stands in the far left corner. Dear viewers, let me know what you think about this video, and what do you think could have played a part in Bethany's disappearance. Was there any beatings on the mother or anything? Was there any issues pertaining to divorce that would lead to a child going missing on the end of the parents or anything like that? That's not to say that they were involved. I said that already. That's not to say that they were involved, but usually when there's a divorce or anything like that, kids do in fact go missing. Custody. So, dear viewers, once again, may you enjoy your day. I will in fact enjoy mine, and I'm gone for now. Yes, may you enjoy your day. I will in fact enjoy mine. I'm gone for now. One.